go.
Okay.
Let me go.
He gagged. You said he thought
I
it was
didn't
third.
say he gagged.
Okay.
You said he gagged.
Hold on. It was fourth
No,
down.
I haven't answered yet.
It was fourth
Okay.
down.
Yep.
He thought it was third. He gagged.
Oh.
Your turn.
Thank you. Finally. First, we need some perspective on what happened last night, which we get none of from across the table from a Hall of Famer who has no respect for the greatest quarterback who ever played. Zero respect.
Got nothing to do with last night.
That should get you disqualified from the Hall of Fame.
That has nothing to do with
that
last
man
night.
is going to be the Hall of Famers at some point.
Okay,
He
great.
will be a zero ballot Hall of Famer because he's the greatest quarterback ever.
Okay.
Tom Brady, in his career, has 59 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter overtime. That is the most in the last 50 years in the NFL since the stat was kept post-merger, NFL-AFL merger. So over the last 50 years, he has more of these kind of game-winning drives than anybody who ever played.
He played
including one just 4 days ago at home against a very good Chargers defense.
Oh, very good.
He did it again right before your very eyes, and it helped him win NFC Offensive Player of the Week. And I'm going to remind everybody, this man not only has 6 rings, he's done it with 6 game-winning drives. That is beyond Michael Jordan. Beyond Michael Jordan.
Night.
That's what's happening.
Talk about last night.
I'm going to. I think it's my turn, and I think you're interrupting me again. So something went awry. Something went really amiss in the last couple of plays because somehow there was confusion going on. But I got to tell you, if there's anybody in the history of football who deserves the benefit of the doubt, it is that man in that circumstance. So let's see. We got a new head coach who's a loosey-goosey, let's just throw it all over the lot and see if we can outscore the opposition kind of a head coach. His team leads the NFL in penalties, and they had 11 more last night for 109 yards. There were blunders all over the field. There was the offensive center headbutting after a play. You'd never see that in New England. And if there's any reason that Tom Brady will ever miss Bill Belichick, it's because he will miss the all-business structure and the discipline that is the Patriot way. I didn't see much of that on display all night, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't operating at the end of the game because somehow I believe Tom Brady got misled into thinking, wait a second, it's still third down?
Are you
wait a second. He has a voice in his ear from Byron Leftwich, who is his new play caller. And by the way, Byron Leftwich has a voice in his ear, which is Bruce Arians, right? And it was Bruce Arians who threw Tom Brady under the bus on game 1 for a route over the middle to Mike Evans, where he said, oh, that was Tom Brady's fault. And then he looked at the film, and the next day he said, no, that's my bad. It was actually Mike Evans who was wrong on that route. And I told you that on Monday, and you said, oh, no. Bruce Arians said this, and I said, no, Bruce is wrong. And then he admitted he was wrong. So don't tell me he overprotects Tom Brady. He threw him under 10 buses after the first game.
You overprotect Tom Brady because you blame the coaches.
Stop it.
You blame the coaches for his gap.
Yeah. So somebody misled Tom Brady into thinking, no, I'm starting it. And that's number one theory. And number two, it's also possible that Tom Brady was a little dingy down the stretch because he was getting rocked in the pocket. And if you remember mid-fourth quarter, one play in which Khalil Mack not only sacked Tom Brady, he ragdolled him, he body slammed him, and Tom's head bounced off the turf. And they threw a flag on Khalil Mack that got canceled by offensive holding. Remember that play?
Why would you throw a flag?
What has Giselle said publicly several times? My husband has suffered a number of concussions. You don't think he could have been concussed down the stretch after all? Oh, no. He's Iron Man, right? You say he's the flimsiest quarterback who ever walked, that he's the most overprotected in the pocket of any quarterback ever.
So in other words, you have a problem with the way Khalil Mack, when just Monday night, you said Patrick Mahomes was not in the grass, so you didn't want him to get protected. That's what you said. They blew the whistle too early on Monday night. That's what Skip Bayless said.
I don't care about that.
Okay, then.
Well, you said that too.
I don't care about Khalil Mack slamming his head to the turf.
Okay, well, I'm saying it's possible he was just a little dizzy, a little lightheaded. It's possible he's having concussion syndrome and symptoms today.
Skip.
It's possible.
Skip. Skip.
It happens all the time to everybody.
Skip.
He's 43.
Skip.
But don't give me he's senile.
No, Skip.
He just did it 4 days ago.
He had a mental gap. Just don't blame the coaches. You're looking for someone else to blame other than Tom.
Help me out. Does anybody in the history of this game deserve any benefit of the doubt more than that guy in that situation? Does anybody?
No.
No. Nobody. Nobody.
He made a mistake.
I don't know that it's possible he did, but I'm not going to condemn in public the way everybody else is, because he is usually, he is perfect at this. He is the best who ever has done it.
Skip, it's okay.
Something was going on. Yeah. Something went awry. Headset issues.
Skip, that's my point. You have convinced people that everybody comes through every single time. Because when LeBron doesn't come through, you say, see, he's not clutch. Tom is okay. Tom made a mistake.
He's been the clutchest performer consistently in any sport ever.
He wasn't last night.
Oh,
you keep going back and talking about all these Super Bowls. We're talking about last night. Those are separate instances.
So now let's look at the bigger picture last night. You told me yesterday, this is a quote from you on this show.
Yes.
The Chicago Bears are terrible, said Shannon.
Yes.
They came in. I said, no, they're not. They came in last night with the 4th best scoring defense in all of football. They had allowed the 4th fewest points.
Okay.
And I told you on the show yesterday, that pass rush might be the best in pro football with Khalil Mack and Hicks and Robert Quinn. They come from all angles, all ways, and they were all over Tom Brady through the second, not in the first half, but in the second half.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
And the back end of that defense is really good because Eddie Jackson is a Pro Bowler and Kyle Fuller is a Pro Bowler, and they were locking people up and locking them down last night. And I told you, Tom Brady came in with both hands tied behind his back because Chris Godwin was graded last year by Pro Football Focus as the best receiver in football. He's still out with a torn hamstring. O.J. Howard is their deep threat tight end. He is gone with an Achilles tear, right?
Yep.
And again, LaShawn McCoy is their best pass receiving back. He was out again last night. I think Fournette, who can also catch it and run with it, was out last night, and they said he was dressed, but he didn't get in the game.
Correct.
Okay. So the point is that early in the game, help me out. Do you even know who these people are? Do you know who Tanner Hudson is? Because I didn't know. Number 88.
Right.
He's an undrafted free agent tight end from Southern Arkansas. He's in the game and targeted 4 times in the first half, and I'm saying, what are you doing? How about little Jaden Mickens? He's their punt returner. He was targeted twice in the first half. How about Tyler Johnson, the 5th-round rookie? He got how many? 6 targets last night?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, wow, who are these people that he's throwing to in the first half? It's because they are decimated at receiver and pass-catching back.
Those are the same players that he threw to on Sunday when he won Offensive Player of the Week in NFC.
No, wrong.
That's the same going.
He didn't throw to any of those 3.
So nobody called. So they weren't on the roster.
Well, they were there, but they didn't play on Sunday.
So who did he throw to?
Who did he throw to Sunday?
Yeah.
Well, he threw a bunch to Mike Evans.
Okay.
And guess
Mike Evans there.
Little Scotty Miller that I rave about. How many did he get? How many did he get last night? Help me out. He got no targets, no catches. You know why? Because he didn't practice all week, and they said he's got like 3 things wrong with him, and he couldn't run. Mike Evans could not run last night. That's why he got in the way of Gronkowski on that throw. You said, what's that about? Well, you got 4 defenders in about a 3-foot square area because Mike Evans, it looks like he's covering Gronkowski. He couldn't run through the play.
You tell me your guy carries people. Carry Tampa with these injuries. Carry them.
I told you, Nick Foles is really good.
Nick Foles played terrible in the first half. You saw that.
Nick Foles in his career is 76 touchdowns to 38 interceptions. Is that good? Help me out. And that doesn't count 11 touchdowns to 5 interceptions in the play.